What's up, people? We're gonna be watching He Should Be Jailed for Life. MMA pros react to Roger Jackson brutal beating pro wrestler. Let's go in and get straight into the video. Make sure if you like this video, you hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure you go check out my Twitch. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. And yeah, let's go get into it.
He's bad and he's out cold badly. Ref, he's dead, you f***ing idiot. Ref, stop the fucking fight, ref, he's f***ing out cold. Fuck you.
You know, if this was anybody other than Rampage Jackson's son, I don't think there'd be any empathy here at all. But we all love Rampage, and he's the man, you know. And the fact that he's his son, we're all sitting here like, bro, what the fuck, you know? And what do we think about this? You know, if it was just anybody else in the world, it'd be like, bro, throw that motherfucker, you know, in the cage and throw the key away, man. And that's probably what's going to happen to him. Like,
when I heard about this, I went, all right, how can I defend Raja? I look at all the videos. I watched the full live stream and all that. I got nothing. Oh, I can't. You can't defend this. I see this. It's so sad because he was just getting started, and that all goes away.
Hey man, dog gotta go to prison. I usually don't like to involve myself in other men's situations, but I feel I'm qualified to speak on this. And dog messed up. And if it's Rampage, I love Rampage. But Rampage, turn your son in. He got to go lay down for a little bit. Like, if it was my son, that's what I would tell him. I mean,
Rampage Jackson's son, Roger Jackson, has been making headlines for all the wrong reasons over the past few days. The 25-year-old brutally attacked wrestler Stuart Smith during a KnocX Pro wrestling event in an incident many have described as an attempted murder. Jackson slammed Smith to the mat before unloading more than 20 punches, leaving him unconscious and requiring hospitalization.
You! Get
However, Roger Jackson and his father Rampage Jackson finally addressed the incident during a live stream. Raja placed blame on the cameraman, saying the situation escalated because the recording continued instead of shutting off the stream.
It wasn't my f***ing fault.
well,
The goddamn cameraman's fault. I know he's watching this shit. If you watching this shit, nigga, how could you? How fucking could you? That's what I expected, though. It's all good. We gonna figure this shit out.
Rampage Jackson addressed the controversy involving his son Raja and Psycho Stu, saying he had been receiving death threats. He explained that many of the messages came from racist people who accused him of being a bad father and treated him like the puppet master behind the incident. Rampage said the criticism was unfair and insisted that anything he says gets twisted.
How you doing, Mr. Jackson? Anything to say about, and you know, first of all, really sorry. We're really sorry about the whole situation.
You know that. I wish I could.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if there was any updates.
All I'm saying is all the racist people give me death threats and stuff like that. Like, I'm a puppet master. Calling me a bad father. It's uncalled for.
That's uncalled for. None of this is your fault. It's a. You made your explanation.
Anything I say gets twisted anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go get the turkey.
No, I hear. Hey, prayers are with you and your family, man. Seriously. No, seriously.
The MMA pros were also.
I think I don't know if that clip was recent or they just using this for the video, because I don't like when people do that. If that clip was after the event, the wrestling event, and he said, "Oh, it was because of the cameraman didn't turn the camera off," and you're not taking this serious, I don't wish jail on nobody. But sometimes for people who are like that, sometimes you need some type of discipline, because as an adult, no other discipline going to happen to you other than karma. And the only other thing going to happen to you is you paying for your actions by either being in jail or prison. It's only those two things. Karma, as an adult, is either going to be karma, or either you paying for your actions as an adult, and that's being life in prison or something like that. I mean, doing just prison time or something like that. And sometimes for some people, shoot, they don't care. People go to prison like 3-4 times. They don't even be caring. But I mean, if you ain't got no sympathy, bro, like it's so bad. I hate when people do people wrong and they ain't got no sympathy for it. That shit irks me. I don't know. It's just me though.
Shocked at such an unwanted and stupid act from Raja Jackson, and most of them want the spoiled kid to be jailed for some time to learn his lesson. MMA Guru called Raja Jackson an animal and insisted he should be in jail. He criticized the assault as a brutal display of unanswered strikes on an unconscious man, saying it looked like Raja was trying to kill him. Guru praised the bystander with pink hair for stepping in to stop the attack, but argued that no one else did anything. He concluded that Raja doesn't belong in society and should be locked up.
Thoughts on Raja doing a classic 13%? I mean, I'm sick of seeing it raining down shots and unanswered. Dead people, like he's unconscious on the ground, you just slammed him on his head. And now you're throwing 12 unanswered punches over and over again until you're trying to kill him. And the ref and all those in the ring that didn't stomp his out when he was doing that. Bruv, Raja should have got fucked out cold in that ring. No one was doing anything about it but that pink hair guy. Shout out to the pink hair guy for jumping in the ring and trying to stop him at least. Brother, dumb animal, put him in a cage. Straight up. Not a human. Not allowed in society. Control yourself, dumb bit. Bring that sparring partner back. Tornado kick him again. Dumb animal.
Matt Brown reacted strongly to the incident involving Raja Jackson assaulting a defenseless pro wrestler. He said that if Raja wasn't Rampage Jackson's son, there would be no sympathy at all, but because of Rampage's legacy, people are conflicted. Brown admitted that if it were anyone else, the reaction would simply be to lock him up and throw away the key. He pointed out that the video evidence makes the case clear, leaving little to investigate and question how severe the charges could get. Brown added that since Raja continued striking a knocked out opponent, attempted murder or something similar could realistically be on the table.
You know, if this was anybody other than Rampage Jackson's son, I don't think there'd be any empathy here at all, but we all love Rampage and he's the man, you know, and the fact that he's his son, we're all sitting here like bro, what the fuck, you know, and what do we think about this? You know, if it was just anybody else in the world, it'd be like, bro, throw that motherfucker, you know, in the cage and throw the key away, man. And that's probably what's going to happen to him. Like, you know, we could say they're investigating, like, well, there's not a lot to investigate. Like, there's a video that shows it pretty goddamn clear, you know, what we need to investigate here. So, you know, what's he gonna get? You know, I don't know what like attempted murder is, but I mean, he was fucking knocked out and punching the shit out of him. You know, I don't know how far they go in there or what the details are to get that charge.
Matt Brown
from other clips I've seen, it said that he didn't want to press charges. Now, what I would be doing if I was a wrestler, I would be definitely suing him. I'd be suing like, your son knocked me out. I'm suing you for at least about 10 million. If I can get 5 or I don't know, 5 or 3 million, which you can't really sue. I mean, you can't really sue Rampage, but I mean, you probably could sue Raja and see how far that can go. But I don't know. I don't really think he's too much of an animal. I just think he need anger management, and he's like a fucking spoiled brat. Even though I heard his story of like he wasn't Rampage found out that he wasn't his son until like years and years later. But he do have a sense of entitlement. Even Rampage said it. Drive a nice car and all this stuff, and you still got anger problems. Bro, life is good for you right now. You have a millionaire dad. You should be taking advantage of that. But you can't take advantage of that until you don't have a millionaire dad, and then you grow up wishing that you had a millionaire dad, and you just be like, hey man, none that you can say can affect me. My dad is rich. my dad is rich. You think I'm gonna throw my life away? You think I'm gonna fight you? You think I'm gonna shoot? You think I'm gonna pew pew kill you? Anything like that? I have a good life. And most people who have a good life wouldn't risk doing this type of stuff. But because you're spoiled and entitled and know that your father can get you a lawyer and you try to beat the case or whatever, you don't care about your actions. And that's the thing with people like this.
His reaction by saying aggravated assault and battery were cert, calling it a clear felony case with no way around it. He described Raja Jackson's actions as a shit move, explaining that if he wanted to fight, he should have fought fairly instead of blindsiding someone. Brown noted that the pro wrestler was preparing for a staged takedown when Raja slammed him on his head, pointing out that the victim was lucky enough to only end up in hospital given how dangerous the attack was.
Aggravated assault's for sure, battery, you know what I mean? Like, this is a felony for sure, right? I mean, there's I don't think there's any way out of that. So, you know, kind of just is what it is for him now. But like what a shitty move, man. You know, like you want to fight the guy, fight the guy. Like, dude was like, you know, we watched the video right before the podcast here. And, you know, the dude was like preparing for a wrestling style a pro wrestling style takedown, and motherfucker slammed him on his head. Like, you know, dude's lucky that, you know, like you said, he's hospitalized, but man, he's lucky that that's all that happened, you know?
Matt Brown admitted he had love and respect for Rampage Jackson, but said his son should still be punished for what he had done. He stressed that the most important thing was the victim's recovery, hoping the man healed up fully, especially given his background as a veteran who might already struggle with PTSD. Brown said all anyone could do was send positive energy and hope for the best, but at the same time, he felt justice should be served and Raja Jackson should face the consequences.
Hopefully the guy's all right, man. That's about all you can say at the end of the day, right? Hopefully the guy just heals up, and, you know, with some PTSD or being a veteran and everything, man, you know, just hope that the guy turns out okay, man. Send him some positive energy and hope for the best. That's about the most you can say about it. Other than that, yeah, again, loving Rampage, but, you know, hopefully justice is done and his son gets what he deserves.
However, Sean Strickland argued that Rampage Jackson's son should not be sent to jail and instead should go to rehabilitation. He insisted prisons should always be the last resort, recalling his own experience of being arrested at the age of just 19. Strickland explained that if the DA had succeeded, he would have spent 6 years in prison and likely come out worse, indoctrinated by gangs and violence. He admitted that back then, he even looked up to another inmate who had a murder charge, and he believed that path would have eventually led him to kill someone. Sean Strickland said, Jackson's kid shouldn't go to jail. Prison should always be a last resort. I was arrested at 19 for 2 felony at GBIs. I would have spent 5 to 6 years in prison if the DA had its way. After 6 years in cell, coming out with nothing, being indoctrinated with gangs and violence, I guarantee I would have killed someone. There was one guy telling me about how he picked up a murder charge, and I remembered being impressed by him, and that would have been my future. Sean Strickland further reflects his own past to argue against sending Rampage Jackson's son to prison. He recalls being a teenager facing serious charges himself, and says the system nearly pushed him toward years behind bars. Instead, he was given a chance through alternative sentencing, which included strict programs and restitution, and Strickland stresses that locking someone away often only makes them worse, while structured rehabilitation can truly change a person's future. For him, giving young offenders a way to rebuild is always better than condemning them to prison. Sean Strickland added, instead I pleaded and took 100 days of jail or work release, a ton of anger management, and a decent amount of victim restitution. After a miserable 2 years of court, luckily a lawyer took my case for free because I didn't have $1 to my name. Bottom line is, it's not about the person in prison, it's about who they become when they're out of prison. And I believe if I wasn't offered that deal, I would be dead today, and more than likely would have resulted in someone else's death as well. My 2 cents, rehabilitation over prison always. However,
I mean, I agree with that too, but then I also think that if you cause somebody to never walk again, to never think right, to never be able to live life the way that it was before, I mean, restitution towards a victim, I do agree with that. Pay restitution. I do believe in rehabilitation. I do believe in that a lot. I don't think prison is too much like that because there's so many individuals that come out and say, I don't mind going back to prison. It's something about prison that people don't mind going back to. But for some people that don't want to go back to prison, I applaud them, but I think it's of their own accord. I don't think it's because they have been rehabilitated, in my opinion. But I think that just with him, he do need anger management. He do need to pay restitution. He do. I mean, prison. I don't feel like he's too much of a bad guy. I don't know his record. If you don't have a record like that, then you know he's probably not a bad guy because he made it 25 years and he could have made it from 18 to 25 and at least caught 1 charge or something. But if he ain't caught no charges or something like that, like you just got rage baited into like doing this. But then at the same time, you need to go to rehab. You need to work on whatever ego he got and work on his sympathy, because you put somebody in the hospital and you just saying, oh, it was just my cameraman. My cameraman should have never got on camera. Like, your cameraman's getting paid. He's getting paid. Your cameraman is getting paid. If that was my son, bro, I'm cutting off money from you. I'm cutting off a lot of stuff because you messing up the business, in my opinion. But if you like this video right here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. What's good, people? This is KM.Little right here. Thank you for watching this video. In this clip right here, I am showing you my different YouTube channels. They are in the link in the description. If you like this video, I'm pretty sure you will love my other channels. Also, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out.